Welcome to Preparing for the Unexpected. I'm your host, Alex Fullick, and as always, I like to talk about things related to business continuity, disaster planning, disaster recovery, emergency management, well-being, COVID, anything that helps you, your organization, or your community plan for, respond to, and overcome adverse situations. Today, I want to talk about practice, practice, practice. Recently, obviously, just about anybody in the world has probably heard about the passing of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. I wanted to talk about the plans that were made for the funeral. It was documented decades ago and has been practiced and practiced throughout the years. And it's been refined based on that. The way communities change, if a road is no longer available for a procession route, it was amended in the plan. New things happen, so a new route was added to a plan. Just nonstop, always refining and practicing and working on it. Do you do that with your plans? I bet you many people do, but maybe once a year, if that. A lot of organizations practice by doing tabletop exercises, which really ends up just being a talk through rather than a walkthrough. People just sit around talking, making all kinds of assumptions. We would do this, we would do that. Well, then when something happens, you're not actually doing it the way you thought you'd be doing it, and you haven't got that muscle memory working to be able to adapt to the situation as it unfolds. The royal funeral was practiced by thousands and thousands of people. Numerous government agencies, armed forces, all talked with each other. All the stakeholders met continuously over and over and over again. Are you doing that? Or is that just once a year? That funeral was a perfect example of planning and practice. At one point, they were 38 minutes behind, believe it or not, at least according to a reporter here in Canada. By the time the hearse got to Windsor Castle, they were only 2 minutes behind, but it looked like nothing changed. They still went down back roads, main roads, so the crowds could see and say goodbye to the coffin and to the Queen. That took years of coordinated effort, open communications, transparency. Everyone was involved. Everyone provided input to that. Are you? Is it just something that the BCM manager or DR manager or somebody else does once a year as a tick box exercise? And sometimes just taking the scenario from the headlines. Let's just try that here. This is what we would do, or it's easy because it wouldn't impact us very much. How many disasters do you know actually unfold the way you want them to? Practice, practice, practice. That's how you get successful implementation of real situations when they happen. Do you do this at home? Your offices may do evacuation drills and simulations for technology and business outages and operational outages. Are you doing this at home? If you had a fire in your apartment building, do you know what to do, where to go? Which, if depending on availability, of course, which stairwell to exit, if at all? Do you know how to prepare for those kind of situations? If you have a large home and you have family throughout the entire house and something happens, do they know how to get out of the house, or is everybody going to be trying to funnel to the front door, which could be the one spot that you can't get through? Do you know how to do that? And if they do you know where you're going to meet up? Do you have an assembly point? Have you practiced it? Does everybody have their phone? Do you have contact information in your phone? Real contact information in your phone, not just your friend, or your local shopping center for delivery or pizza, but actual contact information that you would need in a disaster situation, your insurance. 911 is obviously easy to remember, but each other's phone numbers, if you've got different numbers. Does everybody have it, or is it just assumed? So practice, practice, practice. It's not a one-time thing, it's an ongoing thing. And the practices that you do, whether it be simulations, talk-throughs, or desktop walkthroughs, or functional tests, anything, do you do it over and over again? And do you challenge it? You may do the same test 3 years in a row. However, have you changed the circumstances around it? And are you building on the learnings from the previous one? Or are you just going through the motions? Practice, practice, practice. Never stop practicing. That's how you become good. In the meantime, stay prepared, everybody. If you liked that video, thumbs up. If you didn't like that video, thumbs down. But leave me a message and let me know your thoughts. Of course, don't forget to subscribe. And in the meantime, stay prepared, everybody.